Felicia off the phone.
No, I'm not. I'm just.
Welcome to Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia.
Listen, Felicia just saw our holiday card without spoiling it. Immediate reactions to the holiday card.
For someone my age, it was a little hard to figure out how to do it. But once I did it, it's really quite funny.
Okay, it's dropping this weekend in the mail. We will not drop it online for another week. You hear me, Casey? We're not putting it online for a week.
One time, like 10 years ago, I thought, hey, why don't we put this online? And now I hear about it every year as though I just can't wait to put it online. I don't give a shit if we ever put it online.
Okay, and I'm saying this because
This is what we call in my house. This is what we call an RTOT. Marnie's got a file on each and every one of us of something that's happened in the last 15 years. And anytime anything resembles that thing, it's like, hey,
I just don't want it to be ruined for people. I want people to experience this in the mail.
RTOT.
Remember that
I'm
one
dying
time?
to hear what your comments are of people when they finally do receive it. Now, of course, your generation will know how to do it. I think Karen will know how to do it.
Do I reveal like what this is right now? Because people might be like, what is she talking about?
No, remember that one time, Marnie, when you wanted to reveal it too early?
So it's a spoiler, but people, if you're on our mailing list, you'll get it this weekend. If you're not on the mailing list and you want a card,
a little slow. I wouldn't count on them getting.
Well, just hit me up if you're not on my mailing list, and maybe you'll be special enough to receive a card. How are you doing?
Okay.
we had an interesting week. We recorded as guests on Ryan Bailey's So Bad It's Good podcast.
Did you hear it?
No, it's not out yet. And it's going to come out any day now. So when it drops, I'll share it with everybody. But I just want to say this. Felicia, you killed it. You were yourself, and it was at 6 o'clock at night, and I thought you really delivered.
Well, I won't know until I listen to it whether I exposed too much of me or...
I don't think you exposed too much of you.
Or if I sound ridiculous. You know, I always think I probably sound ridiculous, but...
Why do you think what do you mean? So like...
I don't know. I have to hear it. I'm not happy until I hear it. And then, you know, when it's all put together and, you know, like when I walk out of your house, my thought in my head was, oh God, that sounded... And then Casey somehow, and I always say this, miraculously makes it all sound terrific.
Right. Well, I just checked. So Ryan Bailey just had to do a breaking news update because James Kennedy was like arrested for domestic violence the other night after Kathy Hilton's holiday party that Ryan Bailey attended and Darren Karp attended. All of our friends are going to Kathy Hilton's.
Darren? Really?
Darren was there.
Wow. She's going to have some interesting stories.
Yeah. Well, I heard it was a great and fun, and everybody saw James Kennedy there. And I don't know what happened. He is in a relationship. So
Remind me who James Kennedy is.
He was on Vanderpump.
Got it.
The question is, was he sober? Was he not sober?
British. The one is British. Oh, he's an asshole. Okay. There you go.
Now there's stories coming out about him not being nice. So
he's not nice.
Yeah, but I thought it was like for the cameras. But that was for the cameras, no?
You know, all your warts show.
All your warts show.
And then when you're on a show.
I understand, but I've never heard you say that. I like it.
I pull it out of my head.
Felicia.
Karen and Denny want to know. Denny listens at all. Denny listens.
We have another listener?
Yes, Denny.
Hi, Denny. In Florida.
When she walks, she listens, she laughs.
See, we have to continue the podcast, if anything, for your friends.
My 3 friends that listen to it.
More than, no?
Well,
okay,
whatever.
So what does Denny say?
She's hysterical, but most of my friends say they have no idea what the pop
But it doesn't
culture
matter.
is. It doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't matter. It's like when I watch industry and I don't understand the stock terms, who fucking cares? I still love it.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
We're not talking finance or venture capital terms. We're talking pop culture terms.
People like, Karen and Denny will ever listen to it. They don't understand how I have a head with that much
room
crap in it.
Well, there's always been a head with that room in there, like for crap.
In other words, I know nothing about politics, but
I will tell you this. I've been wondering. There's a term that they say now. They say it when you're scrolling, like when you're doom scrolling, like it's brain rot. Like it's brain rot when you're just sitting on your phone.
Rot.
But I'm fearing, do we have brain rot from watching so many shows?
Well, I certainly have brain rot. I don't even want to leave my house.
Yeah.
So that is being unproductive and being a slug.
So I was supposed to go to a concert last night with my brother in like deep Queens, LCD sound system. Something happened. He couldn't go. And I kind of had JOMO, which is the joy of missing out.
Oh, the joy of missing out.
Because I was like, yeah,
you really
it's cold.
wanna go. Yeah.
I don't feel like commuting. I don't feel like spending a lot of money on an Uber home. I'm fine sitting in my bed watching a movie. And I did. And I can't wait to tell you what I watched. I'll tell you that after.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I was like, okay, not going. And he felt so bad. And I felt so bad that he felt so bad. And I was like, it's okay.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And we have big plans, Felicia. You are my date tomorrow night.
Yes.
Tomorrow night, every year, is one of the biggest nights in Manhattan because it's just like holiday parties galore. We are seeing our very good friend Dominic Pupa, who is in production, podcast host, his one-man show at the Cutting Room.
And a comedian.
And he's touring. He's been all over the country,
He
and
really
he's
has.
absolutely killing it. And he hosts Fixing Famous People. So we'll see him tomorrow night, and then after
then-
that, and we're going to probably see Jordan Brodsky. We're going to try to do a dinner with Jordan.
Can Jordan come with us to the party afterwards?
I mean,
I know it's pushing it, right?
you're my plus one.
Oh, right.
Then we have a party after at my friend Josh's house, which is fabulous. So it's one of our favorite nights in the city.
I'm trying to think of what to wear to look.
Yeah, it's
cool.
like it's got to be like a festive, not festive, but like you need to look amazing tomorrow night.
Oh.
Your jewelry, your jacket, your hair, your makeup. I want you on fire.
I bet Lennon would let you borrow his Christmas sweater.
His capybara sweater. The gays would love that, but
Depends
no.
on how cold it's going to be tomorrow night.
Oh Jesus! Christ.
You know, I have to depend on how the weather's going to be.
I'm worried about you and the weather.
And then I'm going away next week. New Hope.
Yes, but you're not.
Pennsylvania.
You're going
No,
away for 3 days.
Right, I'm going Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Yes, with your girls that you met in Greece.
Right.
Do they listen to the pod?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a lot of listeners. All right, we got to get to it, Fel. There's a lot
Okay.
to discuss.
Let's go.
All right, news. I thought this was interesting because of all things Wicked. A pair of Dorothy's ruby slippers, okay, from The Wizard of Oz.
The original Wizard of Oz for Judy Garland
Yep.
were sold for $9 gazillion.
How do you know?
Because they
32.5 million.
right. Because they every time.
But what's so crazy is that it survived a theft in 2005 and the FBI recovered it. Isn't that wild? And the other memorabilia that shattered a record was held by Marilyn Monroe for her great dress for 5.52 mil. So this beat that.
from the dress that she sung at Kennedy's.
No, the great dress, the subway dress that
that
blows
went up. That was from the movie 7 Year Itch.
Oh, look
for,
at you,
For
Fel.
those who do not know, with
So-
Tom Ewell.
Oh my God, I love it.
I told you the things that stay in my brain are useless
I know, but
information.
they're not useless. This
I
is
know, I don't
important
know why-
information for our
I don't
generation.
understand why I remember this.
I think it's
really
great.
don't.
What did you do
know who's gonna
yesterday?
Really
Do
like
you remember
the card?
that?
Emily.
What?
Emily's going to like the card.
Oh, you're really digressing.
I know all of this. I'm sorry.
Is she on our list? Oh, no.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God. Judy's on the list.
Judy's on the list.
So Judy's going to have to show Emily. I don't know
yeah,
if Emily's
yeah.
on the card. I'm so
God.
sorry. Woo! By the way,
Yes.
holiday cards, not cheap.
Oh, I'm sure.
Printing 265 cards, $330.
Well, I'm sure.
Stamps.
Right. They're expensive. Oh,
$175.
Well, expensive.
So, folks, you're welcome if you get on our list, okay? And I will say this. I mean, we discussed the holiday card. We were stressed. We didn't know what to do. I think this is one of our finer ones.
I know. It's hard to beat it every year.
I know. How are we going to beat this?
I don't know.
It's great. It's great. What'd you think of the Golden Globe noms? Now, we discussed this during the week. There was a big snub. Do you know who got snubbed real hard?
No, who?
Jonathan Chu for directing Wicked. He did not get nominated.
Wow, that was dicky of them.
That was dicky of them.
What?
I don't know. So fucked up.
I don't understand how they come to this.
Both girls obviously got noms.
I'm sure music, dancing.
Jonathan did not get a nom.
That's
So hopefully, he gets I'd be devastated. If he doesn't get a nom for the Oscars, it's going to be real bad.
shame on them.
So I just wanted to bring that up. Austin Butler.
Yes.
In discussions to star in a new interpretation of the book American Psycho. Remember the American Psycho movie with?
No,
Patrick.
Christian Bale?
Yep, Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Sorry, the character's Patrick Bateman, right?
Well, I wasn't looking at the character.
I know,
Christian
but
Bale.
but there's talks
Yes.
that it's going to be like a new interpretation, not like a reboot, not a
That was
remake.
a little creepy when he did it. I mean, creepy.
It was
good.
amazing.
It was really
and you know
good.
what's funny? The other person that was up for this part was Jacob Elordi. And what's interesting is Jacob and Austin both played Elvis in two different movies.
Interesting.
They're probably up for a lot of the same parts.
probably are.
Yeah. Thought that was interesting. There's going to be a movie about the JFK conspiracy thriller. It's going to be called Assassination, and Jared Leto is in talks to join. This is big. Al Pacino and Jessica Chastain. I think that's going to be big.
Should be.
And then the other big news of the week was that Jeremy Allen White, you know who he is?
Yes.
Is going to be playing Jabba the Hutt in like The Mandalorian.
Well, does that mean when he's going to play Jabba the Hutt, he's going to be in costume then?
I am assuming so.
And you
I'm
won't
so
even-
sorry,
you won't
guys.
even- you won't
He's
recognize.
Jabba the Hutt's son. Rhoda.
Was he Jabba the Hutt? Refresh my. Was he the slug?
Casey. Yes.
Was he the
Yeah, he's
slug?
the giant slug.
So the son, what does the son look like?
I mean, it's a like, ooh,
Who's the mother?
he's got to have that long. I don't know. It depends on who's the mother.
Some nerd knows. I know.
Yeah,
Someone's got
that's
this all.
true.
Someone's got this
That
all
should be
figured out.
interesting to see what the costuming and what the makeup will be for that.
Yeah. I don't watch The Mandalorian. Did you? Okay.
We did. I think we gave up. I'm not gave
I
up,
did
but
also-
we kind
I
of
did, but I
drifted
gave
off.
up
And
too.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was fine. I, The Mandalorian to me, I always felt like there wasn't a cool enough like long story. It just they all felt like individual.
Yeah,
little
well,
stories.
it's even hard to believe they made a story out of that because he had a relatively non-existing small part,
I
right?
think they're just kind of like wringing
It was
out,
just like
wringing
there.
out the rag of all this Star Wars stuff and all these little sub characters and sub stories.
You guys, wait. I just drifted in my mind. I thought of something.
Okay.
I'm watching you.
Yes.
I just have to take a moment, Mom. We're approaching the end of the year, and I'm watching, and I'm going, God damn it, Mom, you are good at this. You are really. I want to cry. You're really good at this.
I watched all the Star Wars movies.
You're
and-
just you arrive, and I don't think you want to do something, and then you just deliver, and I'm just like amazed by you. Like you look good, Ma. You're
Thank
great.
you.
Are you gonna cry?
No.
You are. She's got the tears welling up in her eyes.
No.
I'm just kind of blown away.
That's
like,
because you pull it out of me and working.
yeah, but like you're
No, but you're really. I was telling, I think, one of the girls how someone said to me, "How do you know all that?" And I said, Marni puts it all together, and she just I guess when we bounce off of each other,
well, I produce, but
you know,
you're
what's
there,
that?
and I'm just like, God damn, Mom, 49 episodes. We're going into 50.
Yeah.
Like that's a big deal.
I guess it is.
It is. It is a big deal. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Actually, I want to say your statistic the other day
Yeah.
of what the average number of new podcast episodes is
3.
3. Everybody's got a podcast.
Everybody.
And the average number for new podcast is 3. Nobody really makes more than that. So I'm proud of you guys for doing nearly 50 episodes. That's huge.
Thanks,
'Cause most
guys.
people give up.
You're right. Oh,
And maybe
wow.
maybe we should have. But here we are.
And here we are doing number
49.
4.
It's wild.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
weren't in all 49.
No.
But Casey and I were.
You're right. I missed 2 or 3.
And that's okay. Let's get into uncircumcised gems. I viewed some good things this week, I think. But Felicia,
Yes.
after last week's pod with Lindsay Jill Roth and hearing from my neighbors, Lauren and Casper, they both told her to watch Drops of God. And did Felicia watch an episode? Felicia
I
watched them all.
the entire thing, which I absolutely loved.
Wow, because when I
loved
spoke
it.
to you last, you didn't say loved.
I loved it. Now, first, it takes like 1 or 2 episodes to get in, but I truly thought it was different from what all the other crap that's on. It was a French-Japanese international combination, or however, production. It was mostly French, Japanese, a little bit of Italian thrown in, but it was really a very interesting.
Wow.
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
I did put it on, but my mind wasn't ready for it because I was so into. I had just wrapped season 1 of Sex Lives of College Girls, and I threw it on, and then I was like, I just kind of want to start season 2. So I got to give it a shot. But the first episode is slow.
It's not,
So what can you just explain to me? Like, there's a winery. The winery's in the family.
Okay, it's a girl and her mother. They live in France. The mother was married to a very difficult man to live with, but his thing was wine. He knew the smell, where it was from, what region it was from, but he was a wine collector. If I understood the
Okay.
movie properly, he did not make
Show.
the wine. The show,
Episode.
sorry, the show
Series.
That's the shit that I seem to get wrong.
That's okay.
And in the show, they're talking about when he passes away, he was literally the biggest
Wine collector.
and
Okay.
his estate of the wines were worth like millions. So
Do you see the father alive,
You
or is
see
it
the
all
fa-
like
no, you see-
flashback?
it's flashbacks when he was
Okay.
younger.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't really see him
And
when he's old.
what is he? What's his background? Is he French or Japanese?
He's French. He's
Okay.
French.
Okay.
And I can't tell you anything else.
Okay, that's fine.
But it was really good.
And then what? Like chaos ensues? Like what?
It's not chaos. I mean, it's civilized. Sort
Right.
of. I mean, it's not like it's good. It's it's regarding his daughter and one of his students. And I don't want to say
Because he's a
any more than-
professor.
He becomes
wine?
a professor of wine and
Oh.
a connoisseur, and he's got a lot of his good friends are
What's it called? A sommelier?
a sommelier is not.
Okay.
That's the guy that's they could be sommeliers, but
Okay.
it's not the
To
same.
become a sommelier, that's like a big
That's a big deal.
education
Yeah,
training.
that's
I
right,
knew a
it is.
woman who
It is.
did that.
Yeah, you got to know all your stuff about that also. But it's good.
How many episodes do you know?
I think there were 8.
And they're an hour?
Yes, but it was maybe 45 minutes.
Oh,
I don't
that's-
know. I can't remember. It was very enjoyable.
It's funny because it's on Apple TV, and I'm
Right.
shocked it's not in the top 10. It's like a sleeper hit,
Well,
maybe.
first of all, it didn't just come out.
I know,
So it's been
but
out,
I
which-
haven't seen it at all in the.
Yeah, well, that's why I think all that is crap.
It's not crap.
Okay, it's not crap. Right, but I enjoyed it.
All right, so the show of the weekend that I think everybody's going to be binging that we watched before it came out, and I was really excited about that.
Was?
No Good Deed with Ray Romano and Lisa Kudrow. I spoke about it last week, and I'm going to tell you this. My new thing is to text you and not make you watch something, but measly remind you when something comes out and drops. Because sometimes you're like, I don't know when something comes out.
Right,
So
right.
I texted you like, hey, No Good Deed is out.
Right.
Did you watch it?
I watched 3 episodes, and then in my mind, they went, "Okay, I'll come back to this," because somewhere along the line, it's got to get better than this.
Interesting.
Didn't love the first. Now I realize you have to give some things a chance. I understand that. It was a pretty good cast.
It's a great
It
cast.
was a pretty
it's a
good
great
cast. I don't love.
I
I
wasn't-
don't love Lisa Kudrow.
Oh, I like her.
No, I'm not. Nothing personal.
No, I know.
Obviously,
I liked her in this.
But
Isn't Ray Romano is so good in this?
he is. But again, I only watch, and I it's 8 episodes. and
Yeah.
it's a half hour.
Yeah, it's so
each,
quick.
it's easy. I just
Did you saw Dennis Leary?
I saw.
love Dennis Leary.
Yes.
I'm not like, oh my God, this is the best show ever and everybody should watch it. But like, I don't know. We were entertained.
Yeah, I get.
I think there could be another season. Maybe. I do believe when a show does really well and you think there's not going to be another season, there is another season. Like there was 2 seasons of Dead to Me. So I think they could do it. Are you going to go back and finish it?
I'll see.
Do you want to know what happens?
I do. Like I'm watching that stupid ass show on Apple, which is Before, which is
With Billy
literally
Crystal.
With Billy
That's the
Crystal.
biggest waste of your
That
time.
is the biggest waste of my
But you're
time.
in it.
But I keep saying this has got to be the last episode. This has got to be the last episode.
And you're still watching
I'm
it.
still watching it, as is Karen,
I am dead.
and she hates it also.
You guys are really hate watching that.
But we're hate watching it.
I don't want to spoil No Good Deed with like the whodunit of it all, but Casey, what did you?
Well, where does it take place?
Well, we said that Los Feliz. It's
Los
all over
Feliz.
our
Yeah,
hood.
Their old stomping grounds.
What did you think, Kay?
I enjoyed it. I mean, it was exactly my format of.
That you like.
It gave me, not because they were similar shows, but it gave me Baby Reindeer vibes in that, like,
Really?
that I was happy with how it rolled out. I love those 8 short episodes, and I wanted more the whole time. I was like, I want to know what happens. I for my taste, I think this is one of my favorite shows I've seen in a while.
Wow.
I liked all the cool shots of like
There was
going
really
through
cool
the electrical,
shots.
like there's just all kinds of cool stuff, and like
I'll have to go back.
Do you
I will
know
go back.
but that's me. That's my taste. Like as I've gotten older, when I was younger, my taste was the be all end all of what was good. Now I realize,
Right.
like, just because I like it doesn't mean other people are going to like
course.
it. I know, but there
Absolutely.
was a time where if you didn't like my music or you didn't like my taste in movies, you were wrong. Now I'm like,
That was so 1999.
yeah, but now like for my taste, it's one of my favorite shows of the year.
Wow. You know who I love? And he's always like kind of plays himself. Matt Rogers was the real estate agent.
Right. He
Him
plays
and Bo and
himself.
Yang are like
Yeah,
besties.
Yeah.
There is a scene you haven't gotten to yet, I don't think.
Probably not.
And I'm not going to spoil it, but I'll spoil it because it's not like a storyline situation where him and Ray Romano do
I know.
so much cocaine. Did you
when-
do that? Did you get there?
I saw when they went into the shop.
It is so fucking hilarious. It is so funny.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah, I love Matt Rogers. I just feel like I would be friends with him.
Probably.
You think?
Yeah,
You think he'd like me?
Yeah.
Okay. Casey, do you
Absolutely.
think Matt Rogers would like me? Like,
I have a thing
uh-oh.
where like when there are certain celebrities that I feel like I would really bond with.
Yeah, like you think you and like fucking Paul Rudd are going to be boys.
Well, no. Here's the thing. I don't think I'm cool enough to be friends with some of the people that I want to get to know. So I always say I have a short list of people that I would want to be their barber, where I would get to hang out with them for like 30 minutes every 4 weeks,
And be
enjoy the time with them, but then not have that pressure of having
Sure.
to sit through a
I love
2-hour
that.
dinner.
I love
right?
that.
So on that list is obviously Paul Rudd,
Yes, you've always yeah.
John Hamm from Landman. Cool people like that I'm not really cool enough to spend hours with, but I could do 30 minutes every 4 weeks.
That's
So maybe
good.
you need to be this fella's barber, is what I'm saying. You
can I do with Matt?
Or you got to find an avenue where you can spend a little bit.
Yeah, I
of
could like
time.
produce him in something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't have to be best friends with them.
No, I don't need to be besties. I have enough, but I think we would get along.
I think so.
Is he single, I wonder? Wonder if he's
What are
got
you going to set him up with?
all my gays have beeps.
And what else did we watch?
Oh, you say we.
Well,
Did you watch the documentary I told you to watch? That I suggested you watch?
Jamie Foxx.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
that's not the
no,
doc.
we're not.
But we could talk Jamie Foxx.
Yes, I did watch it.
I fucking loved it.
And I liked it. I didn't love
I was
I liked
watching
it very
it,
much.
and I
liked
was
it
like-
very much.
I had a smile, and I was like, I could watch him forever. I just couldn't get over. I'm shocked that he's as well as he is for what he went through.
Yeah, me too.
So it's what happened was
I'm assuming what he's saying is true. Or
Yes.
or
did Diddy fucking
no
put him in a
Did
coma?
he elaborate for the show?
Right.
For the show.
I thought it was so well performed. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like an hour
It's
and
an hour.
10.
It's an hour.
and it's all about how he ended up having like a brain bleed. They caught it. It was a stroke, and he was out. He doesn't remember 20 days of his life.
Right.
He couldn't walk. Right. So if
Right.
you can't move for 20 days, your legs go out. He went to rehab.
And-
he went to rehab in Chicago.
Right.
And it's the story of.
Did it happen in Atlanta? Well,
It was in Atlanta.
The
Yeah.
hospital that diagnosed him
Was it-
apparently
Yeah.
was Atlanta.
And
And,
we meet his daughters.
Yeah,
And
that was very sweet.
I know, and
That
he's
was really
singing and he's
sweet.
dancing and
Playing piano.
like
He
I was just like, this
back.
guy
Was
is
this
so
was this a comedy?
It was.
It
a
was
comedy,
like a comedy
but he got
one-man-
but he got very verklempt.
very emotional.
Very
It's the
emotional
story.
every
So it
time.
wasn't
Yeah.
a documentary.
No.
No,
It was a special.
Yeah, it was a special.
And
But he got very, very emotional every single time.
I know. But
He
then I
spoke
thought
about the nurses.
But then
and
I
the
thought like
doctors.
is that part of I hate
His
to say this.
acting?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cuz he's a good actor.
Yes, he is. He is.
And like he had to really practice this. Like this was very well produced
I mean,
because
it really
you
looked
had
like
music.
he
There was music cues.
Yes.
There was light changes.
Yes.
There was videos behind him of like previous roles. I was like, holy shit! Maybe he is putting on the crying, but I don't care.
I don't think God. Those. I mean,
I'm sure he worked himself up to get emotional. I didn't care because I,
mean, when
felt it.
when
I fucking
talk-
felt it.
But when I talk about, like if I talk about
Anything that makes you
friends,
emotional.
Which is usually my children or my grandchildren, and they've accomplished something, I'll cry.
Yeah.
When I watch them
Yeah.
perform in something, I'll cry.
Aw.
So
I just thought this was so touching. I
It was.
couldn't get over it.
it was. It's
Goes back to all of the roles he played. Oh, so he does impressions at what point, Casey?
Right.
And all the impressions, I was like, okay, yeah, he could do Jay-Z and he could do all those peeps.
Well, he always.
But
did.
I never heard him do a Donald Trump. And I couldn't get over his Donald Trump impression.
Right.
I thought it was really good.
It was.
I was like, oh my God. And the singing, he's a good singer. He plays piano.
Right.
I recommend this special of the week, hands down. Jamie Foxx, What Happened Was. I am very curious, like, what is his next step? Like, what is his next movie? He's going to do something big. He dropped Diddy's name about 3 times during the special, but it wasn't.
Not accusatory.
No,
but
not accusatory.
But
I think he knows that everybody thinks that Diddy's like, doing
and
something.
the whole Jay-Z thing. Remember now that the whole thing about Jay-Z is kind of whether it's true or not coming
Yeah.
out now. He did that show for Netflix probably a few months ago.
Sure.
Before this was.
What did he say about Jay-Z, about the rape? Anything about the rape?
Oh, no.
but-
It was nothing to. Jay-Z was totally not involved
Right.
at the time. He said nothing bad.
Right.
But again, Jay-Z's fighting about it.
I know.
against
I think
it
it's.
in the.
I mean,
in
he
the
showed up
jury
to the Mufasa premiere with Blue Ivy and Beyonce like nothing was wrong. So he's definitely
because he's
fighting
got to
about
put on
it.
a good face.
Whew. The documentary of the week that I watched. was the Superman, the Christopher Reeve story.
Right.
I had no idea him and Robin Williams were roommates in college and best friends. Like seriously best friends.
Best friends.
Like Glenn Close at the end of the doc was literally like, I think Robin Williams, if Christopher Reeves didn't die, may still be alive.
He may. Yeah.
So you didn't watch this?
I did not watch that.
Did you not watch it because you don't want to get sad? Did you not watch it because you're like, I know the story already?
And it was a terrible, heartbreaking story regarding Christopher Reeves.
I didn't know that.
Family.
I didn't know he had 2 kids with a woman that he met in London.
Right.
She was like a beautiful, maybe she was a beautiful woman. They never got married. Then they, split up. And then he meets Dana.
Right.
And they have
I think is the love of his life.
And they have a child together.
Right.
And she fucking stuck by his side.
Yes.
She really stuck by his side.
She did stick by his side.
Now, when you watch something like this, you immediately go to a place of like, would I want to live like this? And I immediately was like, just fucking put the pillow over my face and kill me.
Yeah.
It's just so powerful and inspiring, and the kids are now carrying on.
I mean, the kids were all adults, obviously.
Yes, but now they're like carrying on his legacy, and they're really involved. And now the foundation is called the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation.
Right.
And like this poor woman, she like went out really quick from cancer.
Really, really quick.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean,
I recommend this doc. Recommend it. You got a lot of footage of Robin Williams. It's on Max. I just was like, oh my God. And it's interesting to see, like, when he got the role of Superman, he was a real theater. I believe he went to Juilliard. He was like a theater actor.
I think so.
And everyone's like, oh, if you do Superman, it's going to ruin your life. Then obviously it made his career, but then like contracts and sequels,
all that stuff.
He was then over it. By Superman 4, he was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then he had a lot of flops. And his voice is narrating this film, pulling the voice from other things, but $400,000 a year for his care. He could not be left alone. He needed 24-hour care.
7 days a week, 24 hours.
Which brings me to this question, Casey.
I know where this is going, but go ahead.
Let's do it. Would you want to live like that and want me to care for you that?
You just want this documented, so when you do put the pillow over my face, you can say, he said it on a podcast. He said, kill me.
I didn't think that. But like, would you?
This is not legally binding, by the way.
That's fine. But like, would you? You can't cut hair. You can't play music. Would you want to
produce this podcast?
Would you want to?
Well, suddenly he
did play a quadriplegic in a movie, though. He did act in one role, and he did direct. He directed a movie with Whoopi,
which is really
well. He could use his voice very well. So, Casey, would you want to live like that? I know I wouldn't. I wouldn't want you to take care of me like that.
I guess it depends on where you're at, because there are people who are physically incapable, but they still have that like light in their eyes.
He had that. He was sharp.
He was sharp, and he did have that.
I mean, until he declined, but he was sharp.
But there's people who like still have things to contribute without their physical bodies. Like they're
right. He went through through depression.
They're still burning bright. There's still like something obviously. But
so are you saying you'd be burning bright? Is that where this is going?
I would like to think that I would be using these years to get myself to a place where my identity is not in my physical body, and that I could still have something to contribute beyond what I could physically do.
My identity is not in my physical. I can't.
You know what I'm saying? like what? Like,
oh my God!
If you only think of yourself as what you physically are
Casey,
doing,
you
then
could teach yoga still, because it's all dialogue. Your class, you roll in the chair, even though they.
I don't mean to sound corny, but I do think that
there's no elevator.
Yes, if all you're thinking about
stairs only, somehow we got to get you up the staircase into hot yoga.
If you think of who you are as purely physical, and then that goes away, yes, you have nothing left, right? But if you can, I don't know. I would like to think that I would be in a good enough place to carry on even without the use of my physical body. But who knows?
Need a lot of money for that care,
right? So $400K a year,
a lot of money.
So yeah, I would hate to burden you financially. So just put the pillow over my face. Is that what you want to hear?
Yeah.
No, I was hoping you would do the opposite of me, which is exactly what you did, which is why opposites attract.
And it's probably double that amount now.
Right, because they 2005.
Right, double that amount.
But he's made changes. Like that foundation raised a lot of money for spinal cord injury.
Absolutely.
You know, spinal cord injury is a really hot topic right now. I mean, Luigi,
trending?
the UHC, the United Healthcare assassin. You know, he had a spinal injury too. I had some spinal injuries in the past. It is debilitating.
Oh.
I too could have, done something really bad because of my spinal injury, but I did not. You knew that, Mom, right? The assassin, this is pop culture right now.
Yeah.
Who shot he had a spinal injury.
The assassin.
He had a spinal injury.
But he seemed to obviously
He couldn't get it up anymore.
But he wasn't
It
walking.
devastated him.
But he was able to walk around and shoot a gun.
I know.
So therefore,
She's
bullshit.
getting heated. She's getting heated.
Bullshit for the assassin.
Oh, what do you think about the internet taking this by storm? Have you been following this story? However, everyone thinks he's hot. He's got a good body. The assassin, he went to UPenn. He was valedictorian. Do you know about this?
I heard the other night the girls were saying he went to UPenn. He looked a little, nothing special to me.
Nothing special to you.
But he was an assassin.
What do you
Who cares what he looked like and what he did?
My question for you is, what do you think about how the internet is reacting to this?
The internet. It's all murky and bullshitting, and everybody has their own stupid ass opinion. Which
The internet
who
is
cares?
also a small sample size of what actual public opinion is, because it's always just the loudest people speaking. So it's
also
easy
like
to-
in our faces. Do
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
the
but they
internet
don't
is not a
necessarily
place-
represent the thoughts of the entire population.
So we don't know what the thoughts of the entire population are then. Of
Well,
what
that's why he's got it.
what
That's
went
why.
down.
whether he's a hero or whether he's
definitely not a
be
hero.
hero?
There are
That's
people. There are
terrible.
people who are exalting him as like a
Hero?
Yes, and that's why people have a lot of problems with this thing. And there's people who say, "Oh, there's all these people who think this way." Really, it's just like a small sample size of people who feel that way. That who knows?
All
Who
you
gives a shit?
trolls, get off. Have a life. Why must you interject your stupid opinion when nobody cares?
But we're interjecting our opinion on this podcast,
And
right
we're
now.
talking about them, so apparently,
So sorry. Another show I watched.
yes.
I know you didn't watch this. I didn't even finish it, but I feel like for the millennial girls who all watched The Simple Life with Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie,
Yeah.
there's this show called The Encore. 3 episodes are out. It's on Peacock. And
It's them now?
It's them now. And they're like, it's been 20 years. Let's
Right.
go back to Arkansas. Let's go back to where we filmed.
But they're not going back in their seedy car that they went in.
They were like, here's the car. Like they're making it so overly produced and it's cute and it's funny. I am not like, I need to watch this.
Do they still look like, are they still good friends?
Yes, they're
they
still
are?
very good friends. I mean, they
Okay.
visited Kathy Hilton. Of course, do they do Thanksgiving together? I don't think so, but just
They have children,
Yeah, but
you
their
know.
relationship goes back so far. Like there's pictures of them like in preschool.
Oh, yeah, it goes back
Like
a
it's
long
really
time,
nice.
absolutely.
And Nicole Richie's got some good comedic timing. And look, for
And
what
she says listen.
they both did very well.
Yeah,
they're
wow.
both doing very well. Very well. So it's cute. I think this is a background situation. It's a lot of flashbacks to the show. And then you didn't watch The Simple Life, Casey, right?
no.
No, not for
That's
him.
not- yeah.
But it's a real like
You
throwback.
and I watched it.
You
when was
watched
on.
it?
Yes, originally.
I didn't know you watched it. I mean, I was like getting out of college.
Well, yeah, I probably.
I was
watched
out
it.
of college.
Right.
Look at you watching
I
it.
did watch
So
it.
it's a lot of flashbacks, and then it's what's funny is like it's the flashback of the people that they met 20 years ago. They brought back these people.
Oh, wow.
So it's funny.
That
It's
could be
funny.
funny. That could be funny.
And it's short. I don't think they're at the long episodes. So did you watch anything else this week?
No.
I mean, you did a lot. You literally watched an entire series.
Right.
I watched a movie last night.
What movie?
So I wanted to, catch up on my Bravo and do like some Southern Charm last night. But Casey's like, I'll watch something with you. And I was like, all right, then let's go look to the movies. Let's watch, not go to the movies. Let's go to the Screener app. And when I saw, first of all, The Substance, I could see The Substance. But Casey's like, I don't want to watch The Substance. It's scary. That's the one with Demi Moore.
Just like to fill my head with that kind of stuff before I go to sleep.
Respect.
I want sweet dreams.
Okay, but what is the?
The Substance is the movie that with Demi
no,
Moore.
no,
We didn't
I
watch that.
I understand.
The movie we ended up watching, I'm
Was?
going to drop, is called The Apprentice. And it's the
Yes.
biopic of Donald Trump, played by Sebastian Stan. And Jeremy Strong plays Roy Cohen, the lawyer. Oh my God, did I enjoy this. Did Casey fall asleep?
Of course.
And I was like, I'm fucking finishing this with or without you. So, have you heard about this?
No.
They both got nominated for Globes. Okay.
Wow.
This was good. The
Unless
backstory.
they bring out all the warts.
Felicia,
which I hope they
Felicia, they brought out the warts.
Okay.
There were so many things in the movie that I was like, is this just for the movie?
When do we- is
and then
it?
I deep dived and it
Okay.
was like, there's facts that all this shit happened. But it starts off and he's very likable. He's hustling. He's
Who he?
Trump. He's in his
Right.
dad's shadow.
Right.
And it starts when Nixon's president, okay? And Jeremy Strong plays Roy Cohn. Okay,
Right.
do you know who that is?
I certainly do.
So let me tell you something interesting. I'm
Roy
watching
Cohn
it.
was gay
So let me tell you something.
and a dick.
Let me finish telling you something. So I'm watching this. I'm going, why do I know this name? I know this name. I've seen this character before. And it clicks. In the show with Jonathan Bailey, who's very hot right now, and Matt Bomer, fellow traveler.
Yes.
Remember where they play gay lovers and they're like off and on?
Yes.
On Showtime.
Yes. Roy Cohn, I'm sure, was
a character in this show.
Absolutely.
And I was like, oh my God. Yes, he was hiding that he had AIDS.
right.
And he ultimately died.
Right.
He said he had cancer. He
Yeah.
didn't.
Right.
But Donald Trump learned all of the dickness and all of the
From Roy Cohn?
yeah.
Probably because Roy Cohn was a big dick.
he was. Yes. Jeremy Strong does Jeremy Strong. Oh, he's such a good actor. He's such a method actor.
He was incredible. And I want to say, as only seeing the first third of the movie, what I took away from it after watching the Kieran Culkin film a couple weeks ago,
Yeah, a real pain.
Which
We-
you said was
and-
really good.
it was fantastic. But Kieran Culkin is always Roman.
In your mind.
In my mind, he was just
right.
a different type of Roman. Whereas
Jeremy
Jeremy
Strong.
Strong, he transformed. He was a different person.
Yeah, he's
He's a
acting is
fantastic actor. And that's not to say Kieran Culkin isn't great. He's likable, yada, yada. But as far as post-Succession, I want to say, Jeremy Strong is really
He's
shown to be
unbelievable.
an incredible
yes,
actor.
Yes, and he was always, he's
So
a
this
theater
is
actor.
called The Apprentice.
It's called The Apprentice. Now,
Do they ever talk about?
let me get into it.
All right, wait. Are they going to? You think this is eventually going to go to a streaming station?
1,000%. I
Okay.
see this landing somewhere.
Okay.
Especially now that it's getting nominated for
Right.
Globes. It's going to definitely be
Okay.
probably on Apple or something. But Sebastian Stan is also having a big year because he was in this movie and he's in another movie that's getting nominated.
Now, who is Sebastian Stan?
You would see him and you'd go, oh, I know who that is. He played Tommy in the Pamela and Tommy series.
I know
So
the thing.
he's in another movie right now called A Different Man. Have you heard about that? About the kid who's got the messed up face?
No.
So
That
bad.
almost like The Mask.
Yes. This guy, Sebastian Stan. Do you recognize him?
I recognize that picture.
Interesting. This movie's also getting, I'll probably watch this soon, A Different Man. So
Okay.
the movie starts, he's hustling. He's in his dad's shadow. His dad's kind of a dick. And then
We're talking about Trump now.
The Apprentice. And
Right.
Roy's his lawyer. And,
Right.
and Roy is telling him, you got to live by these three things. Never back down, always sue back, all this shit. And you're like, okay. And then this starts late 70s when Nixon was president. Okay. Then through the years, he meets Ivana. And now I'm like, oh my God, I know this girl. Casey, this chick was in Borat.
Wow, it's very nice.
I am like a human fucking IMDb.
My wife.
And she was in Borat. The last Borat. And Ivana, once he marries her and then Trump Tower gets
built and
that's when you start seeing the Trump that we know now.
Right.
That's when you hear his voice change a little, his mannerisms change. He had scalp surgery to remove his bald spot. He had huge liposuction. He didn't want to be fat anymore. And then there's a very hard scene to watch where he sexually assaults Ivana. Okay. When I Googled this, they say this is what happened during the testimony when she filed for divorce from him. But she retracted it when he ran for president because he probably paid her.
I'm sure he did.
So there's a lot of stories that, there's facts that happened. I recommend this movie. It wasn't too long. It was 2 hours. And just to see Jeremy Strong is the true star of this. It's a real vehicle for the two of them. Mm-hmm. It was really about Roy and Donald. And you have a little Roger Stone in there, but it's really about those two. I was like,
two characters who I
know. We're not going to go political,
immensely.
but
right.
he was the king of New York. He was the king of New York, and he knew politics. I'm not this man. I don't know. He actually came out to me smarter than, I thought, and I knew it. I said to Casey, didn't his brother die, and wasn't he an alcoholic? And yes, his brother did die. His brother didn't die of alcoholism. His brother had a heart attack at the age of 42. But they cover all this, and I think I don't know. I was like, damn. I'm happy I saw it. I know you don't like Donald Trump, but let's give it up for Jeremy Strong and Sebastian Stan. Lots of shows. So yeah, there's a lot coming out this week before the holidays. by Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
There's a new show that I want to watch on Peacock. I think you might like this, called Laid, with Stephanie Hsu, who's Asian.
Right.
She was the main girl in Everything and Everywhere All at Once. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
She's in Joyride. She's in like all the movies and shows. And it's like a half-hour comedy, like dating. Like,
okay.
I'm in. And then we're going to watch the...
Is it Laid?
ID.
Okay. Laid.
Yeah.
Okay.
December 19th. The Aaron Rodgers doc comes out. I got to watch that with Casey.
Wouldn't care about.
You wouldn't care about that. Oh, what's out right now is the new Jason Bateman movie, Carry On.
Did it come out today?
Yeah, it's out.
Okay.
That could be a fun weekend watch.
That I would watch.
Yeah, maybe we'll watch that.
That did not look like that looked good.
I think that looks like a decent one. I want to watch The Substance now. I really want to see that movie. Yeah. I would see Wicked again too if anybody wants to go.
Is that number 3 or 4?
3. Okay. Would you see Wicked again?
Yes.
You would.
I would.
You would?
Absolutely.
I wonder if we could get Lennon to see it again.
Yeah.
And the Wicked book is on its way. But I did start reading a new book. It's not a new book. It's an old book. But I'm reading because a neighbor gave it to me. And I'm like, I got to watch this before the movie comes out. Verity. Colin Hoover, who wrote It Ends With Us, which is now on Netflix.
Right.
And Anne Hathaway is going to be starring in Verity. And I was like, I want to read
Verity,
the book.
Verity. Okay.
I'm reading it while Lennon reads his book. And I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
I'm enjoying it. Quick read, and then maybe I'll get into Wicked. So, and I feel like Wicked will take me a year to read. Maybe by Wicked Part 2, I'll be finished.
It's almost going to be hard to see. If they ever put Wicked on TV, it's really not going to be the
So
same.
everyone, Darren Karp, this is for you. She's like, I don't know if I could sit in the theaters for 3 hours. I'm like, you cannot stream this. You have to go to the
she
theater.
hasn't seen it yet?
No, unless by now she's seen it.
Maybe by now
But the last time I spoke to her, she hadn't seen it. And I was like, this is unacceptable, Darren Karp.
Right.
You know, you poo-poo my mom for fucking going to season 2 of Silo, which I'm also poo-pooing. But this is a real movie that you need to see in the theater.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I'll get it. It's going to definitely drop on streamers at some point.
I'm sure eventually.
Well,
eventually.
Do you have any big Plainview plans this week? Is there like a holiday party at the Crunchy Club?
We had the holiday party last week.
Oh.
With a singer from AGT. Unfortunately, I didn't remember his name, but he was there. He won AGT a few seasons ago, and he was very, very, very heavy. And he lost he must have lost 2 people.
Like stomach staple.
I don't know
what.
I don't know, but he looked great. He was charming. He was very
You got to tell
lovely.
Lennon that because Lennon loves watching America's Got Talent on YouTube.
And he had a full-on orchestra behind him in our
Look at the club. Look at the club getting the right.
And I mean, he sang mostly ballads and Christmas music, which is not my cup of tea. However, I could certainly appreciate and sat through how great he was. And he had some good comedic timing.
Oh.
And he was from Bethpage, which for him was right down the block.
Italian or
originally.
Jewish?
Italian.
Right, because he said Christmas songs.
Right,
Okay.
right. But he was a delightful, funny, great voice person.
Great. I love that. Casey,
Yes?
question. Will you fall asleep during the Aaron Rodgers doc or do you think you could stay awake for that?
I'll see.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not like a big Aaron Rodgers guy, but he's an interesting character, and he's from my hometown of Chico,
That's
California.
what I was gonna say.
Let's support. Come on.
I mean, you know, he's a polarizing figure,
Who
but
cares?
I would be interested to know how much of the things that the not I want to say prejudice, but the ideas I hold about the guy are derived from framing of the media. Like I'd like to see a more honest portrait of the guy and see if maybe I feel differently afterwards.
Okay. Thank you for your opinion. Mom,
You asked.
I appreciate you. We love you.
Love you too.
Excited to have you with us for the holidays.
Yes.
Literally, you will be with us most of the
Well,
holidays.
not ever.
You're my plus one tomorrow.
yeah.
You're going to be with us on Little Christmas Eve. You're going to be with us on Christmas Day to watch Mufasa. We will not leave you out.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
And I love Casey. Oh, can I say Casey's mom, Mary's coming, and I'm absolutely looking forward to being with her because she's just absolutely delightful. And do you think we can get her down here to say some words?
She's a little shy.
She is literally the shyest person I know.
She is.
She's very excited to see you as well.
But I'm very
Yeah.
excited to see her and be with her. And we always have a good time. And I've had a good time with her ever since the day I met her.
Mary, I got a ginormous bottle of Chardonnay waiting for you. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Marni.
Bye, Casey.
Bye, Casey.
Bye, guys.
My Felicia, bye Felicia.